there was a samurai who fell in love with a woman, and that woman happened to be married, right? So he falls in love with a married woman, and the man that she was married to finds out and goes after the samurai. The samurai, out of self-defense, kills the guy. Like, he wasn't going after him, he just running after him all sorts of pissed because he's, messing with his wife. Comes after him, so the samurai kills him. So he just finally says, I'm done, and he leaves. And he goes on a Musha Shugyo. And he's so upset with himself because this is a guy that the samurai really, in his mind, he does the most honorable thing. Like, he does what he's supposed to do. And even the married woman thing, he didn't know that she was married. This was, part of it I didn't throw in there. He no idea she was married. She was the one that was putting herself on him. He falls in love. Husband comes in, all pissed off. He kills the guy in self-defense. He figured out that he needs to be able to do something to atone for his sins. On his way, on his travel, he finds there's this mountain. And this mountain has kind of a cliff that people have to walk around to get to the other side. And apparently on this cliff, many people die, every year just walking around this cliff. So he says to himself, I can do a really great deed for everyone in this village if I just dig a hole through the damn, this hill or mountain. They don't have to kind of walk around it. They can just go right through it and go right into the village. So every day he starts digging a hole. And he did this for years. We're talking multiple years. He's just digging a tunnel through this damn mountain just so he can get to the side of the village. He dug a hill that was thousands of feet long, 20, 30 feet wide, 10, 20 feet high. Like, he has dug a major hole to get to the other side of the village. About 3/4 of the way of him digging this hole to make a cave, I guess you was better to say that, it's a cave, right? The son of the guy that he killed, who has now become an expert swordsman, hunts him down. And when he hunts him down, he's like, I'm here to kill you. My name is, you killed my father, prepare to die, right? One of those kind of things. I'm revenging my father's death. Multiple movies have that scenario, doesn't it? So the samurai looks at him and says, I will gladly give you my life, but let me just finish making this cave so that people can walk through peacefully and they don't have people dying as they walk around. He's like, I'm just trying to do good things. I know that I've done bad. I've done lots of bad. And I just want to atone for my sins and make this right to these people over here. During the day, he would be a beggar and beg for food. And when he wasn't begging for food, he would dig a hole. So this is a guy that was a homeless bum that walking around with a sword looking like a samurai kind of thing, So anyway, the kid, who's now a swordsman, says, I'm not waiting that long. I'll just help you do it. Okay. So they start digging the hole together. Weeks go by, months go by, and now they've completed the thing. There's now a hole. People can go freely through the village. No one has to die anymore. And it's over. So the samurai looks at the kid. He says, I told you I would give you my life when it's over. You can now take my life. Go ahead. And the young man looked at him and says, how can I take the life of my teacher? First of all, I already told you guys he's a samurai, so he probably had a hell of a life killing people and doing things he probably wasn't really wanting to do anyway. And then he goes through had to kill someone out of self-defense and find out that it was his girlfriend's, husband. So now he's doing something. He's literally living like a bum, begging for food, all so the people in the village don't have to risk their lives to go in and out of the village. Kind of teaches a little bit of like humbleness and selflessness. Willing to give his life. I'm okay with you taking my life as long as I can do this. Probably taught the kid something a little bit more than just revenge. It does enact change. Both characters changed. The original samurai is someone that's seeing a woman that's married and then kills the husband. And then those two don't get along, so just walks out and says, the hell with this. I'm going back on the road. I'm going to be a wandering samurai. done with you. That's a certain kind of individual. That individual ain't usually the one that turns around and begs for food and dedicates his life to helping a whole village and asking for nothing. There's a big change. Imagine a kid growing up wanting to avenge father's death and dedicates themselves to the way of the sword and just looking for the one guy to kill and then changes to accept the individual as a teacher and a way of life. Right? So anybody can, there's this change process. Now I know when you're taking old Japanese stories and you're trying to turn them into English, sometimes the words don't always, directly work. So I don't particularly like the word change. I like the word grow. I don't know that anybody really changes. I think we grow to be the people we're going to be. Like a tadpole doesn't change to be a frog. It's going to be a frog. It grows and becomes a frog. The seed grows to become a flower. There's growth. Life is growth, and when we're done growing, we're dead. So I don't really like the word change, because I don't know that there is such thing as that. I think you grow. And I know that's a very Buddhist Eastern philosophy. In the Western world, we're always like, just change. Everyone can change. But you don't really change. You're just doing something different. You are still you. So you don't change. You just doing something different. Like you can change your attitude, I guess, or you could change the way that you're doing something. But I'm saying you as a person doesn't change. You as a person grows. And I think that is probably the biggest thing here is that things have to, when we talked about things have to adapt over time, there has to be a growth with it. And if it doesn't, well, it stops. It stopped then. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know what you guys are going to get out of that story, but there's an old one for you.